Good afternoon and welcome to today's edition of the afternoon edition. My name is Isa Nu. Today we'll be discussing or analyzing the political parties' preparedness for the Kogi State governorship election scheduled for November 2023, November 11 to be specific. But then we'll delve into the activities of two key governorship candidates, that is the candidate Alhaji Usman Ahmed Ododo and also Alhaji Yakubu Murtala, looking at their strategies and the need for a violence-free election in Kogi State. The two major political parties vying for power in Kogi State are the All Progressive Congress and the Social Democratic Party, and the leadership of the parties recently laid allegations of attacks and counter-attacks. But then the SDP aims to capitalize on public discontent and critique the APC's government. They plan to highlight issues like security challenges, unemployment, and the need for improved healthcare and education. While the APC believe that they have done so much in improving the infrastructure in the states, and also they've also done so much with respect to the issues of welfare of the workers in the state. So looking at these two candidates, both parties are actively engaging with rural communities, where a significant portion of the electorate resides. They are focusing on addressing local concerns, promising better access to basic amenities and development projects. The Independent National Electoral Commission recently just released lists of all the candidates and is working diligently to ensure a smooth election process, voter registration drives, voter education campaigns, and the distribution of the permanent voters card are ongoing. But then, debates are a crucial part of the electoral process. They provide an opportunity for candidates to articulate their visions, policies, and respond to pressing issues. As the election draws near, both the APC and the SDP are intensifying their campaigns, employing various strategies to sway the electorate in their favor. The parties are also taking advantage of social media platforms, organizing rallies, and mobilizing their support. On election day, the people of Kogi State will cast their vote. But the question in the minds of Kogite is, who will lead the state to the promised land? So to discuss this today is nobody but one of the major grassroots campaigner for the All Progressive Congress in person of Honorable Omoluabi Bode Adeyemi, who is the Director General, Ododo Mandate Group, and Special Advisor to the Governor of Kogi State on the civil service and labor matters. And also joining us from the SDP camp is Ambassador Okpaloa Ubede Omera. He is also the public secretary of the campaign group for Alhaji Yakubu Murtala Ajaka. Please stay tuned while we go on a break. And when we return, we start up with the conversation.
Sir, can you please give us the permission to search you? You can go.
Is this a movie? If it happened.
Officer, I beg carry and go station. When our Oga come, you come meet am for there.
Hey, Mr. Man, I cannot do that.
Tell your Oga to come to our station when he returns.
Am I in a movie? If it happen,
Mama, please. Mama, please.
Thank God you're here. Do the needful.
Mama, please, just 3 weeks
Madam,
now.
why did you invite us to come help chase your tenants now?
This is a civil matter now.
Is this a movie? If it happen,
If we follow
The new police law.
Mr. President, last Saturday, the country which I have the honor to represent, the Federation of Nigeria, became independent and assumed the rights and the responsibilities of a sovereign state. Today, Nigeria has been admitted into the United Nations organization and assumes still more responsibilities. I wish to make our position plain beyond any matter of doubt as regards the African continent. We in Nigeria appreciate the advantages which the size of our country and of its population give us, but we have absolutely no aggressive intentions. We shall never impose ourselves upon any other country and shall treat every African territory, big or small, as our equal, because we honestly feel that it is only on that basis of equality that peace can be maintained in our continent. We in Nigeria are a populous country. There are about 40 million of us, and our territory is relatively large. We are willing to learn before we rush into the field of international politics. But we are totally unwilling to be diverted from the ideals which we think true. That is the reason, Mr. President, why we in Nigeria shall not be found to align ourselves as a matter of routine with any particular bloc. Indeed, I hate the very idea of blocs existing at all in the United Nations. It seems to me to be a contradiction in terms. When we hear the world crying out for peace, we may receive the inspiration to deal with these intractable problems and be able really to devote all our resources to the advancement of mankind by applying those eternal truths which will inevitably persist long after we ourselves are utterly forgotten. Thank you, Mr. President.
Welcome back from that mouth break, and I'm still on that same issue. The Kogi State, not just the Kogi State, I think we're having 3 elections by November, and that is Kogi, Imo, and Bayelsa. So this election will come at a time when the general election has been conducted. So it gives room for the political parties to prepare as INEC released their list just yesterday, and the list was out and it was all flying all through. But then, just like I told you, my guests today are guests that have been partaking in all the process that is gearing towards the November 11 general election. Nobody but from the candidate from, or let me say, the major grassrooter from the APC, who is here with me. Honorable, good afternoon, and welcome to the afternoon edition.
Good afternoon. Good day, Nigerians. My pleasure to be here.
It's nice having you on the afternoon edition today. And also, let me also thank you for joining us today on the program to tell us how your candidate is also faring with the preparation ahead for the election. So let me quickly start with you, Honorable. Looking at the state of things now in Kogi State, most especially for the APC, how prepared are they to win the November 11 election?
Well, it's important to say that we are just coming out of an election where All Progressives Congress did excellently well, where we scored more than 90% of all available seats. Well, I would see that as a mock election for the November 11th gubernatorial election that is coming. So, by the grace of God, we are more than prepared, and the Kogis are ready to do it with APC again, like they did it on the 25th of February and during the State Assembly election in March. Okay,
let me quickly ask you, Omera. Now your take is the election is coming, and I get to also check that your candidate also was from the APC before he came to the PDP, SDP. So how prepared is he to win the next election?
We are fully prepared because we are on ground and the masses are with us. Just like he said, the APC delivered excellently well during the presidential election and assembly and reps election. It was not done by just an individual. It was done collectively, and one of the major role player there is Muritala Yakubu Ajaka, who was wrongly removed from participating in the APC primary, and he had to join another party, and the masses are with him. And if you check the record of the APC result, I think in Kogi East, we delivered almost 90% because we won all the assembly except one, and then the whole House of Reps members and our Senate returned seamlessly. And I think that is the only side, because Murtala Yakubu Ajaka is a grassroots politician, and that is why APC was able to deliver there more than any other place compared to the central where the Ododo comes from.
Okay, before I go back to Honorable, let me quickly ask you, because I'll need him to also clarify some of the issues you've raised. Your candidates, that's the SDP candidate, Professor Murtala Yakubu Ajaka, is he still nursing that challenge he had during the primaries and not focusing more on the election that is coming? Because now he's in a new party, the SDP. So how is he managing it?
There was never a challenge during the APC primary. He was just unlawfully removed because he came up with a court order, a purported court order, arranged by the people that supervise the primary and the current governor of Kogi State, who wanted to bring his own candidates on board, but he could not do that when going to the poll. He had to remove Yakubu because he's a big threat to him because of his popularity. Well,
probably the Kogi will have to decide on coming November 11 to know who is he actually talking. But then let me allow you to respond to some of these issues you have raised with regards to, because my belief is that we've moved far from the primaries now. Political parties lists have been released with respect to the names of the candidates, and now the focus should be just on the November election. So what do you think his statement was in terms of the preparation of the APC, still looking at the issues on ground?
It's only very laughable that my gentle brother we want to describe the success of All Progressive Congress, repeated success as a matter of fact, because in 2019, when the name he mentioned was not a politician in Kogi, when he was not known, APC delivered almost more than what we had in 2023. In 2019, in Kogi East, we delivered all the assembly seats. This time around, we even lost one. He was not there. Murtala was not in the picture. In 2019, we delivered all the House of Reps in Kogi East. In 2019, we delivered the senator in Kogi East, just like we delivered for all other offices. So it's funny and laughable to want to ascribe the success, the popularity of the party to a man whose prominence is less than 4 years in the party. Don't also forget that even in the 2015 election, when there was a rerun election after the death of the leader of our party and former gubernatorial candidate, late Adoja Alhaji Abubakar Audu, may his soul rest in peace. Igala people in Kogi is still delivered Yahya Bello as a candidate of the supplementary election against an Igala son, Captain Idris Wada, even in Dekina local government where he came from. The records are there to show. So it means that APC has come to become the popular party of Igala people. If they have done it in 2015, because they delivered a senator in 2015, if they could repeat it in 2019, despite the very debilitating ethnic and ethnic issues that were raised against APC in Igala land, despite the attacks, the confrontation members of APC had in Kogi East in 2019, if we could deliver, then it's laughable for anybody to want to say the 2023 election is not because of the popularity of the party. Still on this same issue that we have now, looking at issues that pertains to your candidate squarely, how do you think is prepared for the election? You see, election in Nigeria and anywhere in the world, it's not about an individual. It's about a political party. That is why it has become a law now that whatever that happens to an individual in an election, the political party still owns the votes. So when we are not discussing, if you agree with this opinion, that is about the party, and we are not discussing election that is coming on the 11th of November, and you are describing SDP as a party to compete with APC, then we are only here to do drama. Because as I speak to you, despite the popularity of PDP, having produced 2 former governors from Kogi East Senatorial District, APC defeated them in 2015. APC defeated them in 2019. APC defeated them in 2023. And you are talking about SDP now? You are not even talking about PDP? And no, it is funny. It's laughable. In 2023, election, we produced 23 members of House of Assembly out of the available 25 seats with rank of re-election. We produced 6 House of Rep members out of the 9 reps, despite the coloration that the last election was given. And we produced the 3 senators. And we are now going into election in November 11th, and the party you can describe with APC is SDP. My brother, we are not make with the play like your people.
Okay, now you've had your say, and let me allow you to respond, because the issue of election matters now in Kogi State, because we have about 18 political parties, of which your candidate is one of them. And looking at the structure and how big the state is, how do you see him penetrating other parts of the state to garner votes?
The truth is, before I move forward, I would want to respond to some of the points.
Okay, you can quickly do that.
For Kogi, and especially Kogi East, where he's talking about, we don't, or the people of the East don't do politics according to the tribe or religion. You understand? That is why when they felt that Governor Wada, who is our brother, failed, they brought in another person. They voted for the person massively. The party is just an umbrella. The people under the party is what matters. That is why you see a ruling party always losing in Kogi, in governorship, because they don't follow the party, they follow the candidates.
But in 2015, it wasn't like that. In 2019, sorry.
In 2019?
Yes.
Why was it like that? Because they wanted giving this Yaya Bello, who is new in politics and new in governance, a chance to correct the 4 years he did, which was failure, a definition of failure. Now, and the second tenure is recorded as one of the worst governance in Nigeria. And again, that is what we are tired of now, and we wouldn't want him to bring a stooge to replace him. That is why people have come out to say, oh, this is Yakubu, the popular man that we want. And he said something and said, a new person in the party. The fact that you are not in Yaya Bello's party does not make you new in politics in Kogi State and Nigeria. This is somebody who just resigned from APC.
I want us to restrict it to political parties and not persons with their name.
Yes, I want to give you an example. This is someone who just resigned as Deputy National Publicity Secretary of APC. Does that sound new to you or to anybody? No. Now, we are talking about the political party now. The SDP is a household known party. The horse is a logo in Kogi State, because we have the likes of Dr. Stephen Makoji Achema, who brought the party, and Ahmad Ali and the rest of them. SDP, anyone who says SDP is a new party and the person must not, I feel the person does not have records of political activities in Nigeria.
So what is your candidate now bringing on board that would make Kogites to vote him into power?
Now, what we are bringing on board differently from what we have there now is we've seen that the poverty level has really increased in our state. Our state is a civil servant state. The poverty is on the high level, on the high rise, and the people that made it that way is the current governor and the candidate of APC currently. That's why I told you, I said the party is just an umbrella. It's the candidate. If the APC brought a good candidate that we see that this person has human feeling and sympathy and will be able to address the issue of salary very well, who were keen. But since they didn't do that and they didn't follow the proper procedure in selecting him, because I will call it selecting him, that is why it has now directed us to a candidate, not just a party again. Because the Ododo, his current position before he joined this race was Auditor General of the local government. And what they do in Kogi with the local government money, it's everywhere. And we have facts to that.
Okay,
that is why the Yakubu, who has touched lives without holding any political elected office in Nigeria or in Kogi State, is preferable, and that is who the masses want.
Okay, let me allow Honorable, now still on this particular issue, because the essence of our conversation is for Nigerians and Kogites to listen and then see the way forward. As young men and women, now we have leaders across political parties. Now, your candidate now is the candidate of the APC. And the APC is still the government of the day in Kogi State. And what new agenda do you think he's bringing in for people to get him on board?
Before I talk about the new agenda, it is important to talk about what the incumbent have done.
Okay.
Because my gentle friend talked about Bello not performing. Okay. If what Bello has done in Kogi East alone is termed as non-performance, then I wonder what you talk about his predecessors.
But he's not the governor of Kogi. I don't want us to regionalize.
It's important to also quickly say, Alhaji Bakar Audu created a university. We had 2 Igala governors after Audu. It took Yaya Bello to stop Kogi State University medical students from leaving KSU in 300 level and be distributed to all other institutions because there was absence of a teaching hospital. Under 8 years, he has built a brand new teaching hospital in Nayamba.
Is it functional?
Oh, hold on, my brother. Hold on. We are not doing arguments. We are doing analysis. It took a Yaya Bello to build a brand new teaching hospital in Nayamba. I've been there. They didn't tell me the story. I'm from Kaba, but I know every nook and cranny of Regala land. I'm a pan-Kogi person. Between Ida, Ajaka, Umomi, Ejule Junction, it's about 56-kilometer road. All the former governors of Kogi State of Igala extraction took 16 years to do just 44% of the road. Yahabelo came under 8 years and completed it. Is that failure? Go to Ayamba, go to the villages after Ayamba and look at the erosion controls is doing. Ampa Township Road, Yahabelo came to construct it. Ida Zonal Hospital is almost 100 years as an hospital. All the former Igala governors from Kogi East never did anything there. Go back there and see what Yahabelo has turned it to. If that is not performance, Olabado local government, go to the local government headquarters, go to the the 2 districts, the Ogugu districts and the Imani district, and see what the governor has done there. And that is in Kogi East Senatorial District. So if this is non-performance, then Alhaji Ibrahim Idris ruled Kogi as a governor for more than 8 years. It took Governor Yahaya Bello to electrify majority of the villages of Amala local government under the Operation Light of Kogi East project that Kogi government has done.
So what is so if Yahaya Bello has done all this, yes. I'm not just talking about sectionally now.
Yes.
I mean the state as a whole.
Yes.
So what is the new agenda of this present candidate of the APC? That's
the present candidate of the APC is the government is going to build is a government of continuity. Our governor, the incumbent, are focused on 4 important thematic areas. That's the area of education. That's why he has built a brand new university. And just as I'm in the studio with you, they are inaugurating in the Kogi Government Lodge another committee that will establish another university for another purpose in Kogi West Central. As I'm talking to you, the event started 2 o'clock like this. Interview started. That's 2 universities under one administration. In the area of education, he has built GWB model schools everywhere. Now, on the issue of health, he has built 6 brand new hospitals.
So, I mean, now, what I'm referring to is your candidate for the APC. What is the new agenda?
It's a government of continuity. Yeah. It's only going to improve on the infrastructure the governor has produced. It's going to improve on education that the governor has built an enduring legacy of. It's going to improve on the health development, healthcare delivery that the government have built unprecedented infrastructure for, with the hospitals that are scattered around Kogi and with the state-of-the-art machines that different TV stations have gone to do on the spot assessment of. President Buhari was in Okene, and in a day he commissioned 10 different projects in both in Okene and in Lokoja. These are legacy projects. So Ododo, by the grace of God, is coming on board to improve on what he has done to sustain security. Nobody in Nigeria will deny the fact that under Alhaji Yahaya Bello, the usual armed robbery cases that used to happen in Nayamba, in Kaba, in Okene have become a thing of the story, of the past. Nobody can deny the fact that security has improved under Yahaya Bello very significantly, more than we have ever known before. And it is obvious that we are producing one person that has been part of this 8 years of unassailable development. 8 years of sterling performance under Alhaji Yahaya Bello in person of Alhaji Usman Ododo.
Okay, let me allow Okbalua to also respond to some of these issues to clarify if some of these issues you've raised are clearly on ground, and then how can your candidate forge ahead with his developmental plan for Kogi State?
Now, we have a a blueprint which I can make it available to you. Apart from that, we are Kogites, and we are part of them. We know the difficulties and what they've passed through in the hands of this current administration. So we have a lot of solutions to these problems. And what
are these problems? Do you think they have? Yeah.
For example, if what Ododo is coming to do, the APC candidate is coming to do, is to continue on the legacy laid by Governor Yahaya Bello, then it's a faulty foundation, and that is what our people have discovered, that no, this person has performed poorly and there is no foundation before you can build anything on. So it will be the same style, and they are tired, and it's clearly shown on our last visit to Kogi State. It's shown by the massive crowd that came out, even when they were threatening not to come out. And then, let me identify the problems here. Like I said, Kogi State is a civil servant state. The closest to the people is the local government. And as I talk to you, if I lament on this, it's very, very emotional. Like, our people are going through a lot.
When you say our people, are you meaning the people from the region or the Kogi State entirely?
Kogi State entirely, okay. Because it affects all the workers in the local government.
Okay.
They don't get their salary paid. The state workers that get their salary paid is a percentage salary. And as I'm talking to you, the governor or the state government does not have a record of what they are owing and what they've paid. You understand?
You have evidences of all this?
Yes, you can say you are paying promptly when you are giving somebody. Even him here is very unfortunate that his position will not allow him to say this. He collected percentage salary last month, and the salary was not for the last month, it's for the previous month. He collected the percentage salary. If he can show you his credit alert, I have evidence to what I'm saying. His credit alert is by evidence here. So it is really terrible. The closest to the people is the local government. If people are well fed there, the workers get what they are, it's their own. I don't think anybody will even bother about the governor. They will only be concerned about the local government and the local government chairman. And they will do their work, carry out their duty diligently. But now the crimes he's talking about has increased because there's no money, robbery and everything. Thuggery is now a new venture in my state where youths are being recruited. And as I'm talking to you, the head of them is one Makama who has...
I don't want us to personalize the discussion. Yes. Because sometimes we need evidences. Sometimes we need evidences. So
when you I know the implication of what I'm saying.
Okay.
If you don't
have evidences for all this,
yes. If you can't prove it, that's when it becomes a problem.
But what we are pushing now is good
governance. My people of Kogi are facing, and I'm giving you names to tell you these are proofs. These are facts. I am not saying hearsay. You know, when you go for a vote stop and you ask people, you ask credible people, you just go and ask a passerby. If you see a police in an incident, in an accident scene, or you see a road safety person, you prefer to ask the road safety person because he'll give you concrete information than a passerby. So I am telling you, as not just as a passerby, as part of Kogi, and I'm giving you names to verify that. You can do your investigative analysis or investigation about that. So these workers have gone through a lot. In Lokoja, as I'm talking to you, for over 7 months, there is no water. This water project was done by Governor Ibrahim Idris. And as I'm talking to you, ask anybody from Lokoja, there is no water. This is the least that the government could do. Water project that has been done to just make a correction about what is wrong for them to have water again. The Lokoja people, I am not sure if he had slept in Lokoja before coming here, he wouldn't have taken his bath before coming. But he did that because he's in Abuja and there's water. My brother here, I really feel for him in his position that where he is today. You have no choice than to play the tune of the governor.
But how will your candidate now change the tune of all that is happening? Yes.
Now Kogi is a blessed state with a lot of mineral resources, and tapped and untapped. Kogi is one of the oil producing states. We've not seen the result of the money from the federal government concerning that, and they've been paying. So these are enough to take care of these basic things, these primary things. You know what it means for a state capital to stay without water for over a year now, or close to a year. These are basic things that even ecological funds could control erosion or whatever we are talking about. We get that. We get every benefit from the federal government that we are entitled to. But there's no result. Now, what Yakubu has seen is, Yakubu has been part of government and has been on the government field even when he has never served the state or the federal, only under a political party. He has identified these problems and he has severally advised the governor on what to do, but the governor never listened to anybody, as he called himself the lion. The lion does not take any advice from anybody. If not, there are ways to do it. If you don't even have capable hands, they ask for people to help. And Yakubu has come with a plan, and we have people all over Kogi State who are conversant with our problems, that are ready to solve this problem and are ready to serve the state. Okay, they are ready to solve the problem and are ready to serve the state. But then let me just quickly allow our honorable to also respond to some of the issues you've raised. But minding the fact that your placement here is basically for your candidate, not on the current governor. November 11 is the target for the election. Let us see what they can deliver so that those people that are at home won't have this relaxed mind of seeing them from that regional axis, being from the central, from the west, from the... Let us now see how we can have a candidate for Kogi State, because we'll be having PDP and other political candidates also come and talk on this employer. So what do you think your candidate can really do to transform the present state of Kogi State?
My dear brother, before I talk about,
I've given
you a few points.
Yes.
And the pedestal upon which the incoming governor, by the grace of God, Alhaji Usman Ododo, will kickstart his administration, based on the fact that he's coming from a background of an administration that have laid a solid foundation, like I said, like I mentioned. My joy in the first place is that I've mentioned projects in Igala land, and my gentle brother have not argued it. He didn't say anything about it. Yeah. And, you know, for you, silence in this instance, in the presence of the media, is complete admittance. That there is a zonal hospital that has renovated, that there is a brand new teaching hospital, that there is a 56-kilometer road completed 60%, and several other projects. And it is so laughable for him to sit and want to do propaganda about salary, and even want to insult me by saying that, you know, we are meeting for the first time. It's so laughable for him to want to talk about my salary. And unfortunately for him, you are a journalist. TV stations were in Kogi Government House on Saturday when we unveiled the deputy governorship candidate of Alhaji Usman Ododo, who happened to be a primary school teacher. And the NLC, the immediate past NLC chairman, who is a Kogite of Kogi East extraction, and a gala man, Onu Edoka, stood before crowd and enumerated the outstanding achievements of Alhaji Bello and talked about how Bello has sustained salary payment 100% for state civil servants. Let me give you a background of myself. Before Alhaji Bello came to become a governor, I was a senior special assistant to the former.
I will allow you to finish. Excuse me. You are going to respond, but still, I don't want us to forget the essence why we are here today, to see what your candidate can do for the state. That's what we want to see as a take-home for those that are also listening.
What my candidate can do for the state is that, as we speak, Alhaji Bello is paying. What I was trying to say before,
yes, you can quickly finish.
Onu Edoka said that he's proud of Bello. You have the video. You're a journalist, as channels.
I've seen that.
He said he's proud of Bello for sustaining payment of salary for every 27th of the month under his leadership as NLC president. After they have fought severally when they were doing the screening exercise. And the local government that he talked about, I will not be here to lie to the public because I want to do politics. There is percentage payment in the local government. Tell politicians to stop lying about civil service issue in Kogi. There is difference between the states and the local government. Kogi government, from the time of Audu that I know till now, have been paying 100% to states. But percentage payment salary started in local government in 2011. I was a senior special assistant to Alhaji Wada. I have been to channels AIT TVC to defend the Wada on percentage salary. They said it was Wada that was stealing Kogi money. That Wada was using to buy aeroplane. They were making fallacious conspiracy theories. And Wada left. The same thing is happening. Whether did he start percentage salary in the local government? It started at the twin light of the end of administration of Alhaji Ibrahim Idris. Do you know my brother is talking? It's obvious he's a Kogite that is a diaspora Kogite. He cannot even articulate the agenda of his party. He cannot even talk about the development I've just mentioned. And he's just picking issues of attack on the incumbent. Then the question you should ask politicians in Kogi is that why will it be only during election that they become sympathizers of civil servants? Why would the issue of salary always be raised only during elections? Why would that continue to be a continuous propaganda? It shows how much they are lame in thinking ideas of opposition to confront a ruling party. That you will come in 2015, 2019 with the issue of salary, and Yabelo still won overwhelmingly. He made double of what his opponent made. You are still coming with the same issue in 2023, and we won all the assembly and rep and senate seats, and you are still using the same issues. It shows how bereft of idea they are to confront the issues here.
There's still this belief that your party have the structure to win election in Kogi State.
It's not their belief, it's a fact.
Well, for me, for now, the election has not been conducted. That's for me. But I just want you to give me an understanding of how your party will win the election across the local government. Just in a minute, so that I can also get him to.
The understanding is not vague like SDP is trying to present it. Telling you they will win, the people are with them without the empirical fact to show it. The reality is that Kogi people have kept faith with APC between 2015 and now. The reality is that we are just coming out of an election where out of 25 assembly seats, APC secured 23. These assembly members are going to be in all the constituency working for us. As I speak to you, we have 21 local government chairmen and vice chairmen. They are going to be working for us from their different villages. As I speak to you, we have 239 ward councillors belonging to APC. As I speak to you, we have 6 rep members. As I speak to you, we have 3 senators. We have a deputy governor and a governor. What is SDP bringing on board? Is it about an individual? Is it about a tribe? Is it about sentiment? Is it about nations? Is it about that I want to be? Or about structure that you have on ground as a political party to win election? Okay. Why are we deceiving ourselves?
Okay, so now
let one member lost it. ABC that has one member gained one more. We didn't see SDP, and you want to under few months build a structure across the state and win election? It can only happen with the dreams.
Okay, let me allow Opalua to also respond to this. He has raised critical issue. You know the essence of structure in politics. Yes. How will your party garner that support across the local government, the council area to win election come November 11th?
Sorry, I didn't correct my name.
Okay.
Before the event, it's Opalua.
Okay, Opalua. OPA. Okay, OPA. Yeah. Thank you.
Before I continue on that, I'm happy that he has agreed on percentage salary, and you can give him more time.
Well, we don't have enough time. We just have just 5 minutes.
Of Yayabelo, instead of talking about what Ododo has to offer, he has been selling Yayabelo as if he is going for president. I don't know, or going for governor. Yeah, I don't know. That is what we call this Ododo agenda is Yayabelo's third term agenda as a stooge of Yayabelo to perfect what they've been doing concerning the workers' salary. But I won't go into that. What I'm telling you now is when you say structure, in Zamfara, we had Matawale, the now former governor.
Who was the chairman of the primary in APC?
Yes, he had all with him, everything in a ruling party and all that. But what was the result of the election? He lost. If you talk about, we have senators, we have this and all that. We all have them because we made the success possible. So they are still part of us. And they are still part of the problem. They understand the problem that the Kogi people are going through and the workers. So, talking about structure is in the physical. Loyalty and commitment to bring back Kogi to where it's supposed to be on the map and to have a good name is part of their project as well. We voted them in, not just APC members alone, even people that love them and know what they can offer as candidates. They voted them as well. So, we talk about structure. Let me tell you something now. Before the presidential election, Alhaji Murtala Yakubu, by God's grace, the next governor of Kogi State, had a group called Tinubu Shetima Support Group, where he donated 46 cars to all local government, APC local government chairmen, and all the coordinators of this group, 21, and local government party chairman, 21, which is 42. Then all the zonal head, 3, which is 45, and 1 for a party member. These people, as I'm talking to you, they are with us, but they dare not say it out because of Yaya Bello's impunity. So, if you're talking of structure, that converts to SDP structure naturally, because the coordinators of Tinubu Shetima group created by Mori, and with those cars, are not supporting the Yaya Bello APC.
I want to clarify something.
So we have structure.
As at before the program, I was able to make 1 or 2 investigations and call some members that were just inaugurated yesterday at the State House of Assembly.
Yes.
And one of them confirmed to me, who is also from the eastern part of the state, that the SDP doesn't seem to like even make efforts to even consult with them on certain issues because they are in APC and that they are going to deal with them during the election. So how can you help to clarify issues like this of threat and the rest of it? Because we've also seen it across other political parties, be it the APC, be it the SDP, be it the PDP. So how can you manage issues like this in your party and the people mainly from the eastern part of the state?
Yes, we at every location we have people to reach out to them. They were just sworn in yesterday. If you had reached out to them before the swearing in, the results that you get might be different from what you get when they are in office. So we have months from now. We are doing that. It may not have gotten to him, but we are actually doing that. Reach out to more of them again. You will hear that people. And again, okay, it is not done in 30 seconds. Most of these things are not really done. Okay, most of these things are not really done like openly because of the impunity of the current state government and the insecurity in this state, because they are not working safe.
Let me allow him to give us a round-up talk on this particular issue. So how do you see yourself winning the election? Just in 30 seconds. So that
I've said it over and over again. We have a popular candidate. We have a popular party. We have a dominant group. And we have been on ground. We are not diaspora politicians. We are not politicians whose ambition is propped by ethnic consciousness. If you look at the way he has been discussing all along, you will see that he's defending an ethnic interest, even though he's trying to camouflage another thing. And what we are saying is that it is impossible for Igala to do governor for 18 years and still want to continue again when other tribes have not done. Now that's why that's the issue. That's the bone of contention.
You've both have the center stage to sell your candidate, and I believe Kogi have also listened. Not just Kogi, because Nigerians are also interested on the coming election, the November election, and we hope it will be a peaceful one for the states and then those that are also resident in that particular state. So now, this is how far we can go today for the program. But definitely, as the time goes on, we'll definitely invite one of you to also come up individually to come and tell us your party's campaign promises and the rest of it. So thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for my pleasure.
This is how far we can go today on the afternoon edition. My name is Isanu. You've been listening to the issues that are definitely coming out of Kogi State with respect to the November 11 governorship election. We pray that the state will have a peaceful election, have a leadership that its ideology is all about the state, not based on region of ethnic group of the particular candidate. So thank you. Have a wonderful day and stay blessed.